Thank you. Let's play ball.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our fourth and final game of day number 2 of the 2023 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. The second semifinal featuring the Passaic Indians, 3-2 on the season, taking on the Bergenfield Bears, 2-3 overall this year. Hello, everyone. I'm Dan Long, joined alongside courtside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisic. Glad you could join us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel, your exclusive broadcast home for all 12 games of the Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Passaic advanced to the semifinals after a dominant performance yesterday here at East Gymnasium, a 78-56 win against North Bergen, their first win in the opening round in the last 3 years that they have participated in this event. And for Bergenfield, they rallied from a 21-9 halftime deficit to win in overtime against host team Fort Lee, 45-37, to punch their ticket to this semifinal showdown against Passaic. Passaic will be in the whites, Bergenfield will be in the home black. First meeting between these two sides since December 30th of 2021. That was in the 7th place game of the 2021 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Bergenfield won 54-45. As that tip went out of bounds, and will be possession now for Bergenfield, starting things off on offense here this evening. Paul Pamacala is the head coach for Passaic. Will Yeager, the head man at Bergenfield. Trying to feed inside against the defense of Passaic. They quickly outlet it down the other way. Vallejo got tripped up, lost the handle, and both officials are going to confer with one another, and it looks like it is last touch off of the Indians. Possession will go back over to Bergenfield. Bergenfield trying to outlet that one to the far side. Deflected last touch out of bounds by Vallejo. Passaic, they want to get up and down the floor whenever feasibly possible. They are a fast-paced, deep team. Bergenfield only 3 subs at the disposal of Coach Yeager on the bench. They want a slow, methodical, low-scoring game. They can get that based on defense. They could possibly find their way to the finals on Saturday night. Imbert takes it away. Here comes Passaic in the open floor. No one picking up the ball. 3-point shot. No good by Adams. Rebounded inside by Jordan Martinez, who was a late addition to the starting lineup here tonight for Bergenfield after Francisco Valdez was initially scheduled to be in the starting lineup. Shot too long. Imbert with another rebound. One and done for Bergenfield. Torres pulls up from deep, wide open 3, no good. Out rebounding his own teammate inside was Jayshon Williams. Second attempt also misfired. Fight for the loose ball. Passaic coming away with it. Right down the middle of the lane is Adams. Hangs in the air, no good. Pinballs around. Imbert finally gets the first 2 points of the night here in the semifinal showdown. Passaic towering over Bergenfield with a size advantage here in this game. Finally, Christian Imbert was able to lay it in. Vicioso trying to weave his way through the heart of the defense. Bergenfield telegraphing that pass, nearly intercepted. Deflected out to Martinez. Jordan Martinez around finally to Jael Martinez. Down low inside the paint, it's Fatal. And that's stolen away. Kevin Vallejo down the other way with the left hand. Missed the layup. Torres trying to come in and clean it up. Jayshon Williams is tied up. Loose ball tie up. Possession arrow will keep it here with Passaic. And right now the Indians struggling mightily right at the rim. Jump ball is the official call, so it will be possession arrow keeping it here on this end of the floor for Passaic. 5:49 left to go in the first quarter. Only a 2-0 lead for the Indians right now. They've missed a bevy of layups right at the rim. Torres, pick and roll, trying to get it to the feet of Imbert. Turned it over, though. Down the other way, Fatal. He missed the layup. Andre Fatal, the senior who had only 2 points in the win against Fort Lee. Adams thought about it, hesitated, and then eventually drains it. Hassan Adams with the first made 3 of the game for either team. Passaic out in front to a 5-0 advantage as we're closing in on the first 3 minutes of action here in quarter number 1. Around the perimeter, it went into the hands briefly of Josh Herr. Herr coming off a 21-point performance against Fort Lee. Herr missing on his first 3-point attempt. Goes out of bounds, last touch off of Bergenfield. Possession going back over to Passaic. 4:59 left to go in the first quarter. Full court pressure being administered now by Bergenfield, trying to see if they could cause a turnover here. Easily broken by the Indians. Torres, who's the leading scorer for this Indian side, averaging 17 points a game. Herr with the tie-up underneath. Still possession stays with Adams. Adams with a crossover, feeding out to Imbert. Imbert on the near baseline. Bottled up underneath by Martinez. Imbert somehow, some way, comes out of the defense, leans inside, and a challenging shot is converted by Christian Imbert. He's got 4 of Passaic's early 7 points. 7-0 lead for the Indians to start off this semifinal. Herr looking for an outlet. Gets it over to Vicioso. Vicioso, who's so adept at producing turnovers against Fort Lee in that thrilling comeback for the Bears. Herr's 3 rattled in and out halfway down. Vicioso had 12 points of his own against the Bridgemen. Bergenfield in that last game yesterday against Fort Lee, they produced only 9 total points in the entire first half. They were shut out in the entire second quarter, yet they rallied to force overtime and eventually won in OT. Here's Herr. Vicioso. An athletic zone being displayed here by Passaic. Tipping from behind was Williams. Another turnover forced by Passaic. Torres was wide open. Her closed out on the defense. Back into the hands of Torres. Had 16 points against North Bergen in yesterday's first round action. Imbert a little out of control. No call, but it did lead to a turnover. Good positional defense there by Jordan Martinez. And there's the first points of the game for Bergenfield. In transition goes number 5, Josh Herr. 7-2 advantage. Passaic leading by 5, coming up on 5 minutes gone by in the first quarter. Kick out, Vallejo sidestepping a couple of defenders in the lane. Adams, tough shot, contested. Williams comes in for the offensive rebound, falls out of bounds on the sideline, fighting actually with his teammate for possession. And the ball will go back over to Bergenfield with 2:50 left to go in the first. Vicioso. And Bergenfield trying to contest against this zone defense of Passaic. Dumped down low. Martinez had position. Vicioso got his defender in the air. The floater, no good. Too long. Burring off down inside was Jordan Martinez. His shot overshot the cup. Low scoring affair here in this semifinal in the first quarter. 7-2 advantage for Passaic. Christian Imbert has been a beast down low. Martinez got fouled on his way to the rim. As Jordan Martinez might be the one guilty of the foul with 2:12 left to go in the first quarter. It will be Martinez picking up the foul. That is the first foul of the game, fans, between both sides with 2:12 left to go in the first quarter. Torres nails the first foul shot. Torres 16 points at a three-pointer against North Bergen. Also had 16 points, 5 assists in a game prior to the tournament against Kearney. Torres going 1 of 2 at the line, misfiring on that second foul shot attempt. He's got 1 point in the game, 8-2 lead for Passaic, entering in the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Despite the deficit, this is to the liking of Bergenfield, a low-scoring affair. Blind pass was stolen away. Here's Torres in the open floor, stops and pops and gets it to drop. Torres with 3 points now, after being fed by Joshua Santiago. After Santiago forced the steal. Santiago extending it out to Herr. Herr's got the lone points of this quarter for Bergenfield. 10-2 lead is coming up on 90 seconds left to go in the first. This is game number 8 in our Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Shot by Fatal, missed. Here's an outlet the other way by Rodriguez. Down the floor for Santiago, who lays it in high off the glass with the left hand. 12-2 lead for the Indians of Passaic. Bergenfield struggling mightily to get some open shooting opportunities. Dumping down low, Vital, turnaround shot, no good. Deflected out, ball still loose. Bergenfield tracks it down. Jordan Martinez feeding into the corner. 3 no good, that's left short. Long pass down the other way, handled by Williams. Santiago, who had 7 points and 2 made threes yesterday. Hot pass along the near side, handled nicely though by Nieves. Long 3 by Torres, no good. Rebounded by Adams, snatched out of his clutches though by Jordan Martinez. Joshua Santiago wearing number 11 now, so he was the one last night who erupted for the 7 points, was a deadly outside shooter off the bench. Under 10 seconds left to go in the quarter. Rotating around, Vicioso. Looking for an opening. Herr has to rush it to get it up in time. Would have been good if it counted. And that is no good. Bergenfield held to only 2 points in the opening quarter of play. Passaic will take a 10-point lead with them into the start of quarter number 2 here at the 2023 Jack Reilly Holiday Basketball Tournament. Wortley Athletics would like to thank our premier sponsor, the Gyro Project. Please visit them at 2151 Lemoyne Avenue for a delicious modern take on what Greek food is all about. I'd like to thank Noble Fitness for being a sponsor of this tournament. Visit them at 2460 Lemoyne Avenue and step into the most powerful version of yourself. Special thanks to Base Camp in Edgewater, located in the Whole Foods Plaza, for being a sponsor of this year's Jack Reilly tournament. Visit Base Camp and get stronger at your level in less time. Thanks to Anytime Fitness of Cliffside Park. Visit them at One Town Center for all of your fitness needs. Icon Recovery Center, located in Saddlebrook, is a proud tournament sponsor. Reach out to them at 201-548-9462. And a special thank you to Shoe Cosmetics and the Vickers family for sponsoring this year's Jack Reilly Holiday Basketball Tournament. Bergenfield held to only 2 points, down by 10 after the first 8 minutes of action, 12-2. Her with the only 2 points of the game right now for the Bears. Bergenfield in the black, Passaic in the white and red. As we're underway at the start of the second quarter, here courtside, it's Dan Long, joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisic. Her is tied up on the play, and possession error will give it back over to Passaic. These two sides again met in the 7th place game 2 years ago in this very same tournament. 54-45 win for Bergenfield that day. Now with a spot in the finals a couple years later on the line for the victor. Memorial awaits the winner in Saturday night's championship game. They just took down Old Tappan in the other semifinal. Old Tappan will play the loser of this game for 3rd place. Williams trying to get that offensive rebound. Holding foul against Yadier Rodriguez. Came into the game off the bench. Rodriguez picks up the foul, his first. No real fouls to speak of in that first quarter. They tried to gamble, and that time the gamble did not pay off as Darian Ramos with the easy uncontested layup. 2 points for him off the Passaic bench. The lead grows to 12, 14-2. Bergenfield averaging only 41 points per game this season compared to Passaic averaging 58 points a game. 3 no good. Vallejo skies for the rebound. Vallejo in the open court. All the way out to Torres. A long-range 3 would have been better suited to step in. That was from NBA range. Vicioso out of control. Torres coming back to play great defense there. Torres, line pass, was trying to fit it in. The tight defense was deflected away. Vallejo getting it to Ramos on the near block. Ramos trying to play a little bully ball, but got the chair taken out from underneath him. Going coast to coast for the lay-in. And Bergenfield with the bucket there. Wearing number 13, but normally number 24 is Jael Martinez. So Martinez will get the bucket and have a chance at a 3-point play. Martinez too strong on the foul shot. We'll have to settle for the 2. Santiago got his man hung up in the air. Overshot the rim though. 14-4. Still remains a 10-point margin in favor of Passaic. They led by 12 yesterday after 1 quarter, but they put up 22 points in the first quarter against North Bergen. Offense has been hard to come by so far in this second semifinal. Around the perimeter it goes to her. Her again, an explosive performance yesterday, 21 points. What made it even extra special is that Her's father, Tom, is the trainer here at Fort Lee High School. ball tie-up and possession arrow. Keeping it here with Bergenfield. One foul apiece so far in the second quarter. Torres anticipated. Knocked it out to his teammate, and the layup that time goes for Justin Griffin. Griffin, who averages around 4 points per game, getting that transition hoop. 16-14, Passaic extends its lead back to a 12-point margin. Isioso back to her. Torres shadowing him every step of the way. This is an active zone that really befuddles opposing offenses. In the corner, Martinez looking for an outlet. There's a long-range offering that time by Rodriguez. No good. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch off of Bergenfield. 4:59 remaining in the second quarter. Possession going back over to Passaic. 16-14 Indians in front. Coach Bamikala once again going to his bench to bring back on a starter in Christian Imbert. Griffin across the lane. Jay-Sean Williams. Williams contested inside. Blocked initially, and it looked like it was going to be a potential clean block from behind again. But Vital, I think, got a piece of the body as well. So that'll send Jay-Sean Williams to the foul line to shoot two with 4:47 left to go in the second quarter. Foul against Vital. Williams knocking in the first foul shot, his first point of the game. He had 13 points to the win yesterday against North Bergen. Williams knocks in a pair for his first 2 points of the evening. 18-14 now the lead. How can Bergenfield produce a little offense here? They have not been able to get clean shot opportunities here. Passaic just comes right at her and fouls him after getting pushed a little bit. Just try to jump right at the dribbler and see if he could cough up a pass immediately. Torres got called for the foul, though. His first, team second. On the baseline, double team coming. Vicioso kicking around the horn. That three, no good. It's all inside. Last touch out of bounds off of Passaic. Jael Martinez had that clean look at three, just couldn't get it to drop. Nice turnaround shot inside. Andre Vital. First 2 points of the game for the big man. Torres, a shake and bake move on the baseline. Beautiful move there by Marlon Torres. He's got 5 to lead the scoring for Passaic. That was a dizzying crossover move that led to her being behind him. Kick out, corner three, no good. Tipped around and the ball secured here by the Indians. Trying to push the pace now. Down the floor, Torres trying to go with a little razzle-dazzle, no-look pass. But instead it went off his teammate and out of bounds. Argelis Acosta, the backup center, into the game for the first time for Passaic, the 6'7" junior. Acosta had 5 points yesterday in the win against North Bergen. Martinez into the corner. Off-balance shot, that time by Rodriguez. Fight for the loose ball. Vital inside, blocked away cleanly by Imbert. Maintains his verticality. Here's a shot from the outside for Passaic, no good. Torres skying high, trying to get the rebound. Instead, it deflected out to Yadier Rodriguez. Neither team consistently hitting from deep in this game. Worked around down low on the baseline, double team quickly coming. Vicioso had a little bit of hesitation in his shot, but got bailed out at the end with a foul against Passaic. Only 1-3 in this game between the two teams, and that was courtesy of Hassan Adams back in the first quarter. Vicioso knocking down the first foul shot, his first point of the game. 2:54 left to go in the second quarter, 20-7 lead for Passaic. We have not seen Francisco Valdez at all in this game. He had 8 points yesterday against Fort Lee. He is still in his warm-ups. Vicioso knocking down a pair of foul shots. He was initially mentioned as part of the starting lineup, but then was scratched instead for Jordan Martinez. Imbert, off balance, missed the runner, across the lane. 12-point lead, Bergenfield nearly fumbling it away. They keep it alive. Rodriguez passing it back up top to Vicioso. Inside the lane, high-low, but a block from behind. Passaic doing a good job defensively. Leading the way for a two in transition, it's Justin Griffin off the assist from Marlon Torres. And once again, whenever possible, Passaic wants to run and push it down the floor. Bergenfield's going to have to call for the timeout. As we're approaching the final 2 minutes of the first half, and the Indians of Passaic High School leading the Bears of Bergenfield 22-8. Again, we'd like to thank all of our sponsors here of the 2023 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament, including our premier sponsor, the Gyro Project. Visit them at 2151 Lemoyne Avenue for a delicious modern take on what Greek food is all about. We'd also like to thank Noble Fitness, Base Camp, Anytime Fitness, Icon Recovery Center, Shoe Cosmetics, and the Vickers family. Passaic using that defense to full effect. Leading to easy buckets in transition, Justin Griffin with 4 points off the Passaic bench. As we approach the final 2 minutes before halftime. Vicioso into the corner to Rodriguez. Nice high-low, finding down low, Andre Vital. Full court pressure by Bergenfield, easily broken by Passaic, but putting his shoulder down into the defender was Darian Ramos, and Ramos gets called for the offensive foul. No basket on the play. (22-10). Passaic in front, now administering the full court pressure. Bergenfield was held to only 2 points in the first quarter. They've produced 8 points here in the second. They trailed 21-9 yesterday at halftime against Fort Lee. In a similar spot here, but an and-one opportunity for Jordan Martinez. Signs of life here late in the first half by Bergenfield. 92 seconds left to go before halftime, and now that is the second personal foul against Ramos, who's picked up a pair of fouls in a pair of seconds. Now the offensive foul down on this end closest to us, and now picking up the defensive foul on the other end. And the foul shot, though, is off the mark by Martinez. Adams, who has the lone three-pointer of the game, now pulls it out. Ryan Ramirez guarding him. Adams rocks his defender. Torres outlets it over to Ramos. Approaching the final minute of the first half. Passaic has been in front for the majority of this game. Bergenfield trying to make a late push here just before the break. Passaic pulling it out close to center court with Joshua Santiago. Ramos on the baseline, and a blocking foul that time against Jordan Martinez. He was trying to draw what would have been the third consecutive foul against number 10 for Passaic. Instead, that is going to be the second personal foul against Martinez, and for Bergenfield, that is their third team foul of the second quarter. They have one more foul to give before it is a double bonus situation. Torres trying to look inside, threw right into the back of the defender. Bergenfield with a turnover. Jael Martinez the other way. Floater over Santiago, no good. Fouls his own miss and powers his way up and in for the lay-in. 4 points for Jael Martinez and another timeout taken. 35 seconds remain in the second quarter, and we have ourselves a ball game. Passaic's lead is trimmed down to single digits now, 22-14. That was just all about effort that time for Jael Martinez. Martinez with all 4 of his points here in the second quarter. And Passaic, that was seemingly in cruise control here, kind of finding out what Fort Lee found out yesterday, that this is a Bergenfield side. Never say die, and they are still competing hard here to try to make a difference and pull to within even a closer margin just before the break. Thank our proud sponsors here for our broadcast coverage of this great tournament just after Christmas. Back-to-back days to start off, and then we'll have a day off tomorrow and be back at it on Saturday. And right out of the timeout, pressure produces the turnover. Martinez fumbled it away, but last touch out of bounds off of Christian Imbert. 25.7 seconds left to go in the first half. And Passaic in all sorts of trouble right now. Momentum clearly on the side of Bergenfield. Again, Bergenfield without a lot of players at their disposal. This is a gritty effort here by the Bears in the first half. Quick uncontested 3-ball, no good by Martinez. Tipped around, Vicioso has it underneath the rim and feeds it to his big man. Letal with another bucket. He's got 6 in the quarter. 6-point lead for Passaic, 22-16. Bergenfield doing all the little things now to claw themselves back into this game. 2 seconds left to go in the quarter. Vallejo missing on the near side 3, and that'll end the first half of play. And after Passaic was cruising in a double-digit advantage, they will only lead by 6 heading into halftime in a low-scoring basketball game that is right to the liking of Bergenfield. 22-16, Passaic on top as we head to halftime. Stick around, fans, as we'll be back for the start of the second half of play, as you're watching live and on-demand broadcast coverage of the Jack Reilly Holiday Basketball Tournament here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody, inside East Gym here at Fort Lee High School as Bergenfield going toe-to-toe with Passaic right now, down by only 6, 22-16, as we're moments away from the resumption of play in the start of the second half. Dan Long joined alongside by Dimitri Nanis and Renee Matisic. Glad that he could join us in what has proved to be an actually competitive game after it didn't look like that was going to be the case after the first 8 minutes of action. Saw Passaic race out to a 12-2 lead. They actually led 14-2 at one point. But then Bergenfield found their way to claw back. This is exactly what they were hoping for. A slow, methodical, kind of boring type game compared to the up and down action that we saw here yesterday. That was to the benefit of Passaic as they ran roughshod over North Bergen 78-56. They've got so many different athletes. They would love to push the pace, but Bergenfield's been getting back on defense, making Passaic operate patiently in the offensive set, and the Indians just have not been able to consistently do so after a good start to this game. Looking at the stats from the first half of play, Passaic is being led by the 5 points of Marlon Torres in that first half, while Bergenfield is being led by Andre Fatal's 6 points. And he had all 6 of the points coming in the second quarter. The winner advances to play in Saturday night's final as Memorial is waiting for the victor. Memorial was victorious in their semifinal 52-37 over Northern Valley Oltapan. Oltapan will play the loser of this game in the third place game on Saturday as well. We already have the other matchups lined up. First game of the day on Saturday will be Secaucus taking on Fort Lee, followed by the third place game. Then the consolation final is going to be North Bergen taking on Riverdale. And then again, this matchup here, possibly awaiting us in the finals. Will it be Passaic taking on Memorial, or will it be Bergenfield as a Cinderella story bringing it all the way to the championship round? Last game, Bergenfield trailed 21-9 at halftime against Fort Lee, but found a way to force overtime, and they powered their way past the Bridgemen in OT. Jay-Sean Williams got stripped us. He was trying to go on his way up. Jael Martinez trying to go coast to coast, left it short. Williams ventures back to secure the board. Cross the lane and right through to the hoop. It's Kevin Vallejo. Vallejo's first 2 points of the game. The senior had 8 points against North Bergen in the last game. High-low, trying to get it down low to Vital. Vicioso, give and go to Jordan Martinez inside, missed it. The tip back, no good as well. Passaic just not boxing out. All the effort plays coming up for Bergenfield. Keep this play alive. Here's her for 3. No good. Only 1 3 in this game between both teams. What about that work rate underneath the hoop by Jordan Martinez? As he gets celebrated by Coach Yeager and the entire sideline for Bergenfield. That was just all effort by Jordan Martinez, the senior who, again, was thrust into the starting lineup with what appears to be an injury to Francisco Valdez. And Martinez just doing all the little things to hustle. Martinez, though, missing on the foul shot. He's 0 for 2 from the line here tonight. Coach Pamacalo is subbing off a couple of his starters, the frontline players he has not been happy with. Imbert picked up the foul. That was his second. Jay-Sean Williams also coming off the floor for the time being, and Martinez goes 1 of 2 at the line. 3 points for number 12 in black, 24-17. The lead for Passaic. Into the game, playing in the post now is Acosta. Juggled out of bounds, last touch off of Bergenfield. It's amazing the difference one day can make. Passaic looked unbeatable yesterday here at East Gym against North Bergen. They seem very mortal here against Bergenfield. Vicioso Over to the near side, somehow kept it alive. And then a foul whistled against Bergenfield. Offensive foul on the push-off. Andre Vital getting called for the foul. That is his second personal. Ramos getting it down the floor to Torres. Torres trying to dish it right back to him. Close quarters and turnovers aplenty for both sides. Vicioso not able to track down that long outlet play. 6:09 left to go here in the third. 24-17 Passaic in a sloppy one right now in front. Trying to advance to the finals to take on Memorial. Across the lane. Adams hanging in the air, no good. Jordan Martinez with a rebound. Bergenfield playing with essentially just a two-man bench because one of those players has not seen the floor at all, and that's Francisco Valdez, who had 8 points against Fort Lee. Herr for three. Got it! Josh Herr knocking down his first made three of the game. He's got 5. He had 3 3-pointers in the 21-point performance against Fort Lee. And the Passaic lead is down to 4, 24-20. Bergenfield extending the defense. And now a foul whistled against Shael Martinez. Martinez was playing great on-ball defense, but then reached in. Got called for the foul. His first, team's second of this third quarter. Offense is dried up significantly for Passaic. Ramos for a 3, no good. Karam's out into the corner. No semblance of offense bound for the Indians, all individual basketball. Vicioso with a long floater finish, and the lead is down to 2. Bergenfield trying to steal it, they do, they keep it in play. Herr at the rim, and 1! Josh Herr celebrates. Withstood the contact, went up for the layup, and this game is knotted at 24-all. And Josh Herr has a chance to give Bergenfield the lead. And a timeout is granted to Paul Pamakala and Passaic as he has seen the wheels come off this one for the Indians. Just like in yesterday's game against Fort Lee, a resilient Bergenfield team has fought all its way back to tie this game up at 24-all. And Herr, who's a perfect 7 for 7 at the foul line yesterday, with a chance to give his team their first lead of the ball game. Wow, what a turn of events here at East Gym. I'd like to thank our sponsors of the Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament, our premier sponsor, the Gyro Project, located at 2151 Lemoyne Avenue. Join them for a delicious modern take on what Greek food is all about. I'd like to also thank Noble Fitness, Base Camp, Anytime Fitness, Icon Recovery Center, and Shoe Cosmetics, and the Vickers family. That foul went against Kevin Vallejo, his second. Team second here in the third quarter. Josh Herr now up to a team best 7 points for Bergenfield. And he rolls in the foul shot as well. He's got 8. And he's exploded here in the last couple of moments. 6 quick points for Herr after he was stuck on 2 points after the first quarter. That's deflected out of bounds. 25-24 lead for Bergenfield. What a turn of events. This team is playing hard-nosed defense on this end and opportunistic offense on the other end. Torres trying to turn the corner up top. He lost the ball. Herr gives it to his teammate. Vicioso now breaking it out of the pack with it. Coming up on the midway point of the third quarter. Torres anticipating that one, easily gliding to the hoop for the 2. A big steal there for Marlon Torres. His first 2 points in the second half. He's got 7 for the Indians. Passaic back in front, 26-25. Now they bring their pressure. And Torres is going to be whistled for the reach-in foul after Martinez was contacted trying to get it over the midcourt stripe. Torres picking up the foul, his second, team's third. Her. Defense collapsing over to him. Santiago plays him out wide. Vicioso trying to cut inside the lane. Fumbled it away. Yalo Martinez open for three. No good. Rebounded by Jayshon Williams, falling down to the floor. Still got it over to his teammate Torres in time. Marlon Torres, a little out of control. Now saved possession by Williams. Torres, crossover. Finding Ramos on the block and underneath for the two. Dorian Ramos getting the 2 points. And now is it going to be a technical foul upcoming against Passaic? Coach Bamacala, incredulous at what he's being told, and I think it was Ramos maybe interfering with the basketball upon the inbound attempt by Bergenfield. We saw a couple of the Bergenfield players immediately motioning for a technical. So a technical foul against number 10, Darian Ramos. That'll send Josh Hurd to the line, shooting two. Her missing on his first foul shot attempt. A rare miss, his first miss in 10 opportunities in this tournament. Her missed on a pair. So Ramos picked up the technical. That became his third personal foul in the process as well. Josh Hurd missed on a pair of foul shots. It remains a 3-point lead for Passaic, 28-25, 3:14 left to go here in the third quarter. Vicioso has it in the backcourt. Foul line jumper, Latal, no good from 15. Her tracks down the rebound, saves it to his teammate. Vicioso trying to thread that pass. Her on the baseline, jump shot falls. Makes amends after missing on those two foul shots. He's got 10. 28-27. Passaic trying to get around the defense, and that time bumped enough for a foul call against Bergenfield. That'll be the third team foul against the Bears here with 2:48 left to go in the third quarter. Martinez picking up the foul. That is his second of the game, both of which have come here in the third. Passaic without any fouls to give for the remainder of this quarter. Torres underneath on the baseline. Vallejo saves it to Torres. Torres weaving his way through traffic, gets contacted on his way up. Got bailed out there at the last moment by Bergenfield, and that'll send Marlon Torres to the foul line to shoot two. Torres with a game-high 7 points right now for Passaic. This has been a semifinal slugfest. And a huge surprise to yours truly based on how that first quarter went down. And Torres missing on the foul shot. Passaic's defense was suffocating. The offense opportunistic. They led 14-2 at one point early in the second quarter, but Bergenfield's resilient effort yet again. And Torres not helping matters here for the Indians, missing on a pair of foul shots. It's a 1-point game. Bergenfield down by 1. Under 2.5 minutes left to go in the third. Vicioso. Martinez on the baseline, try to force feed that one underneath. Good active hand to the passing lane by Jayshon Williams. Possession will stay here with Bergenfield. 2:12 on the clock in the third. Winner plays Memorial for the championship on Saturday night. Adams comes out of the pack with it. Good dribbling, no-look pass in the open floor. Beautiful find that time. Finding Vallejo. Adams kept his head up all the way. Dizzying dribbling display and had a bullet pass to Vallejo, who was cutting to the left side of the rim. Vicioso blocked to the rim by Williams. And they're going to say that it is out of bounds. Last touch off of Passaic. Might have touched it when it was on the baseline. Each team with 4 fouls apiece. Next foul for each would send the other to the foul line. And as soon as I say that, entry pass leads to a slap foul. Foul shots upcoming here for Bergenfield. Marlon Torres picking up his 3rd foul of the game on that play. Jordan Martinez to the line, shooting 2. He's 1 of 3 at the line. Swishes home that first offering. (30-28). Passaic leading Bergenfield. Bergenfield won the last matchup in this tournament 2 years ago. Trying to do it again, and now an over-the-back foul against her and Bergenfield. And that should be the 5th team foul again against Bergenfield. So that's going to be team fouls, allowing double bonus situation for Passaic. No longer in boys high school basketball do they play to the 7-team fouls, signaling a single bonus, and then 10-team fouls, double bonus. Instead, it's just a foul limit of 5 per quarter for the teams. Once you reach 5-team fouls, it's double bonus the rest of the quarter. And Vallejo knocks down the foul shot. He's got 5 points, all of which have come here in the 3rd. Right around his per-game scoring average for the 6-foot senior guard. That was the first foul of the game for Josh Herr. Second foul shot also good by Vallejo. 6 points for him. He's been the offense for the Indians here in the 3rd quarter. 32-28, lead back to 4 for Passaic. Herr getting it at the foul line. High-low. Fatal underneath. Camped out. Turnaround shot is good. Did a great job of preventing that from flying away as a turnover. Then he carved out the positioning underneath the rim, found the better angle, and cashed it in with the 2. He's got 8. Nice touch pass in the open floor. Passaic missing the layup, though, that time by Christian Imbert. Looked like it was going to be a great press breaker there, as it never even touched the floor. But Passaic not able to get that layup inside. Bergenfield again with under a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter can tie or even take the lead. Vicioso getting it over to Jordan Martinez, now back up top to her. Yadier Rodriguez. Fatal as Bergenfield trying to take all the air out of this possession. Hold for one potential final shot of the quarter. Passaic has not been jumping the routes just yet. Fatal all the way out past the 3-point arc. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Vicioso holding it on. 2-3 zone extends out to him. Corner, pull-up jumper right in front of the 3-point arc, and the jumper falls for Rodriguez. His first points of the game. 32-32. Half-court heave to beat the buzzer. Off the back iron, no good. And we have ourselves a tie ball game heading to the 4th quarter of play here from Fort Lee's East Gymnasium. Don't go anywhere, fans, as we have an exciting one on the horizon to find out who will join Memorial in Saturday's championship final here on YouTube. What an exciting one here on full display. And our final game of day number 2, our 8th game overall in this 2023 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. And Bergenfield, with no real bench or reserves to speak of. What a gritty effort so far, going toe-to-toe with Passaic, who looked awesome yesterday. 32-32 in a low-scoring defensive slugfest. Marlon Torres trying to extend the defense for Passaic. He's the leading scorer for the Indians with 7. Her with a game-high 10 for Bergenfield. Leads to a wide-open 3. Martinez could not get that one to fall. It goes into the top of the backboard, lodged in between the stanchion and the glass. And they'll have to pop this one free so we could restart play with 7:34 left to go in the fourth quarter. And Tom Herr, the athletic trainer and proud father, doing the honors there to dislodge the ball and also got it to fall in the bucket as well. Does a little bit of everything here at Fort Lee. 32-32. Bergenfield outscored Passaic 16-10 in that third quarter. Their 16 points in the quarter matched their 16 total points in the first half. Torres for 3, no good. Martinez with a quick outlet. Vicioso down the floor the other way. A lot of contact, no call. Missed on the layup, and also last touched by Martinez out of bounds on the baseline. So possession will go back over to Passaic. Full court pressure by Bergenfield. Getting to Passaic. The turnover forced. Vicioso with a left-hand layup. And Bergenfield takes the lead at 34-32. Senior guard now up to 6 points for the Bears. This is what they did to Fort Lee on day 1. They came all the way back from down 21-9 at halftime. They came alive in the second half. Off-balance shot, no good by Passaic. They're getting rattled here. Gael Martinez with another rebound. Vicioso, high off the glass and in. He was the finisher against Fort Lee, and a timeout taken by Passaic. 36-32, the Indians with their largest deficit of this semifinal with 6:27 left to go in regulation. Anthony Vicioso had 12 points against Fort Lee, many of which came in the fourth quarter and then in overtime. And Bergenfield somehow, some way, has found themselves in a 4-point lead, 36-32 here in the fourth quarter. Bergenfield scored only 2 points in the first quarter of this game, 14 points in the second, 16 more in the third. In the last game against Fort Lee, they were shut out in the entire second quarter. Held to only 9 points in the first half, yet found a way to their eventual overtime victory. A 45-37 win against the host team here at Fort Lee. They are trying to win for the second straight game, get back to 500 on the year, and play Memorial of West New York for the Holiday Tournament Championship on Saturday night. And Passaic, a team that had been building in confidence, a team that has won 2 in a row coming into today's semifinal. They were a dominant team in the first quarter, and now seem rattled here as we start the fourth quarter. Williams catching this pass as the pressure mounted by Bergenfield, despite not having really subs to speak of. They've been awesome. Williams out of control, missed on the running shot. And Bergenfield will win back possession. Coming up on 2 minutes into the start of the fourth quarter, Vicioso. Back-to-back buckets here for Bergenfield. Tight ropes the near sideline, tries to go off the glass again. Fatal with the offensive putback inside. 10 points for the senior big man for Bergenfield. Largest lead of the game now for the Bears at 6. 38-32. In the open floor, foul at the rim that time as Adams went up for the layup. That's what Passaic wants. They want to get in the open floor. They want to push the pace. They want to attack the rim. Bergenfield wants to slow this down to a crawl. Adams got fouled there as he was on his way up. Vital getting called for his third personal foul. As Adams missing on the first foul shot. Hassan Adams with only 3 points in this game. Had those 3 on a three-point shot back in the first quarter. Second foul shot also no good. 38-32, Bergenfield. Moving it around the perimeter now. The Bears playing with a ton of confidence. Martinez tried to fit that one underneath, but it went through the wickets of Andre Vital, out of bounds for the turnover. (38-32). Again, the full court pressure slowing down Passaic a little bit here. Fitting it underneath. Torres looking to the official for the call that never comes. That's a clean block. Some of the patrons in attendance here representing Passaic not happy with how things have unraveled for their side. Into Williams. Williams with only 2 points in this game. Long range three ball, no good, off the back rim by Vallejo. Williams tipped it from behind and got it grazed off the hands. Looked like a Vital. So it'll stay possession here with Passaic down by 6. Led by as many as 14 in the first half. Williams trying to spin around inside, tied up from behind. Another turnover forced by Bergenfield. Vicioso pulls up from 17, no good. Santiago with a rebound. Santiago nearly got it pried away. It is leading to a turnover. Torres turns it right back into the hands of Passaic. Three ball, overshot the rim. Martinez, who's played a great game here as a starter, will bring it past midcourt. And a bump foul, it looks like, against Passaic with 4:25 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Santiago, his foul, his first, team's first of the fourth quarter. The emotion in the stands replicating the emotion on the floor as well. Gael Martinez right into the defender, missed on the lay-in. No one is scoring any points so far here. And there's a push in the lower back as Vital is sent down to the deck. Frustration really setting in for Passaic. That was a shove in the lower back. Williams picked up the foul, his first. He'll come off the floor. Imbert will come on for him. Miscommunication leads to the wide open man right underneath the hoop. Jael Martinez, he's got 6 points, all since halftime. Largest lead of the game for Bergenfield, 40-32, as we have reached the midway portion of the fourth quarter. Nice drive and dish. Blocked from behind was Imbert, but fouled. Was not a clean block. Fouled on his way up. So that will stop the clock with 3:57 left to go in the fourth quarter. That is the fourth personal foul of this game against number 12, Jordan Martinez, who's been a difference maker underneath for Bergenfield. And again, they don't have a lot of depth here tonight. It looks like Francisco Valdez is not available. He's in his warm-ups, but has not seen the floor at all here tonight. Martinez picking up his fourth foul. Imbert missing on the foul shot, and Passaic is just not getting it done here at the foul line. They've gotten plenty of opportunities. A lot of misses, though. 6 misses at the line here tonight. They missed a lot of foul shots also against North Bergen in their 22-point win. Imbert goes 1 of 2 at the line. He's got 5 points. 7-point lead for Bergenfield. Passaic trying to put together the full court pressure, and Bergenfield was asking for a timeout, but it looks like it's going to be a foul whistled instead against Passaic. Santiago getting called for the holding foul. He's second, team's third. Only one more foul to give for Passaic in this fourth quarter. Turnover forced by Passaic. Indians trying to get back possession. As that's a loose ball tie-up, possession arrow will give it back over to Passaic after Vallejo was tied up on the floor. Exciting finish to this one. Fans are really into it. Marlon Torres going to get his team back in the lead. Torres blew past the defender there for the easiest of 2. 9 points for Torres. Lead is down to 5 for Bergenfield. They've led by as many as 8. Open man underneath. Fatal going high for the layup that time. He's got 12. Passaic cannot afford to trade baskets. Torres going right to the rim and one finish. Marlon Torres. Blazing speed right past the Bergenfield defense. And he has a chance at a traditional 3-point play. 3:14 left to go in the fourth quarter. Torres getting the hoop and the harm. That foul goes against Fatal, and for Fatal, that is his 4th personal foul as well. So the 2 frontline players for Bergenfield, each with 4 fouls apiece. Torres missing on the foul shot. He is 1 of 5 at the foul line. 42-37. Her down the floor. Martinez being asked by his coach, Will Yeager, to pull it out. Martinez passing it back to Rodriguez, and now timeout taken by Coach Yeager. With 2:57 left to go here in the fourth quarter of action, Bergenfield trying to pull an epic upset here, leading Passaic 42-37 with 2:57 left to go in our fourth quarter of play. Again, what's on the line in this semifinal? A spot in Saturday night's championship round against Memorial awaits the victor. A third-place game against Old Japan awaits the loser. I'd like to thank again our premier sponsor of this Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament, the Gyro Project. Visit them at 2151 Lemoyne Avenue for a delicious modern take on what Greek food is all about. I'd like to thank also Noble Fitness, Base Camp, Anytime Fitness, Shoe Cosmetics, and the Vickers family, as well as Icon Recovery Center for their support of this tournament event. Also like to thank specifically our broadcast sponsors, the law offices of Deborah L. Pico, LLC, Sedona Tap House, The Finest Construction, and Fort Lee SC. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, Renee Matisic. It's been a fun one. Thought maybe going into this game, based on the results of yesterday, this might be a very lopsided game. Credit Bergenfield for making this the rock fight that it has become. Undermanned, undersized, yet a huge heart for this team. They are 2:57 away from the upset and a spot in Saturday's final. Fatal getting across the timeline. Martinez now trying to play a little keep away. Feeding on the baseline, Rodriguez. Rodriguez with the whistle. He shuffled his feet before he could draw the foul. A big turnover forced by Passaic. Full court pressure still being administered by Bergenfield. Adams crossing over. Double clutching in the air, missing a shot, tipped out in space. Torres trying to track it down and does. Just close to midcourt. Torres with the outlet. Santiago sets and fires from 3, no good. Doesn't hit iron. That was a brick, just hit the backboard. Adams nearly forced the turnover. Passaic led 12-2 after 1, 22-16 after 2. It was tied up at 32 all after 3. Bergenfield trying to, for the second time in 3 years, hands Passaic a loss in this tournament, but a mental miscue that time by Vicioso. He dribbled it off his own foot out of bounds. Indians being kept in this game now by Bergenfield's own mistakes. Couple of travels here in the last 3 minutes of play. Torres, right to the rim. Up and under move is good. Marlon Torres starting to take over. He's got 13 points, 6 of which have come in the fourth quarter. 3-point game, 42-39, under 2 minutes left to go. And a timeout taken by Coach Will Yeager as he sees his team struggling with the full court pressure being put on by the Passaic Indians. 1:49 left to go in the fourth, 42-39 lead for Bergenfield. Trying desperately to find their way to the finish line here this evening. Passaic a season ago went 9-18 overall, lost to Ridgewood in the opening round of the North 1 Group 4 sectional playoffs, I should say. Passaic not far removed from a 2-21 season 2 seasons ago. That's the last time these two sides met. Bergenfield last year went 6-17 overall. They have gone 1-2 in the last couple of seasons in this tournament. They already have 1 win under their belt. They're trying to make it a 2-0 start and play as an improbable participant in Saturday night's championship. 1:49 left to go in regulation. Inbound upcoming here for Bergenfield in the backcourt. Passaic has 1 foul to give, each team with 3 fouls apiece here in the fourth quarter. Bergenfield taking a lot of time to cross midcourt, and there's a bump foul right in front of the Bergenfield sideline. That'll go against Passaic, stopping the clock with 1:39 left to go. That foul will be charged against Vallejo. It is his 3rd, team's 4th. Passaic has no more fouls to give. Littell missed 2 foul shots near the end of regulation that would have given them a win in regulation against Fort Lee. Wonder if they try to foul him and send him to the line. Torres trying to come from the blind side. Here's her, open for 3. No good. Offensive rebound inside to Martinez. Jael Martinez with a putback. He's got 8 points in this game. That is a warning against Bergenfield. Next one would result in a technical foul. Just a warning the first time. 44-39 lead for Bergenfield. Passaic got a couple of misses that they were hoping for. Couldn't box out, though. Jael Martinez with the offensive putback. Torres weaving his way through. Rushed the layup attempt this time. Her with the rebound. Coming up on the final minute of the fourth quarter. What an upset this would be if Bergenfield holds on to win. Martinez outletting it. Down low on the baseline. Reverse layup, no good. Vital with the putback. He gets fouled in the act of shooting with 49.1 seconds left to go. And that'll send Andre Vital, the senior, to the line to shoot a pair. Clock will stop with 49.1 seconds left to go. 44-39. Bergenfield in front of Passaic. Vital, ice water in the veins here, knocking down that foul shot again. He had 2 foul shots with no time left in regulation. That would have given Bergenfield a win in regulation yesterday against Fort Lee. He missed on both. That sent the game to overtime. Knocks down his first foul shot. He's got 13 for the Bears. Vital again. This time not phased at all. He's got 14, and the lead is now 7, 46-39. Here inside East Gymnasium, what looked like it was going to be destined to be Passaic versus Memorial. Well, Bergenfield will hear none of it. They feel like they should be the team of destiny in this event. as they have taken control once again after falling behind by big double digits in a first half. They have come back and now lead 46-39. And a lot of questions being asked of Passaic right now. Can they hunker down? Can they find an extra effort? Again, this is a Passaic team that not only came in on a 2-game win streak, but their last loss was a hard-fought overtime loss against state powerhouse normally Seton Hall Prep. Their only other loss came on the road against Hackensack, 50-46. So those are quality losses on their ledger this season. But the Indians have just never been able to get going here consistently on offense against Bergenfield. Bergenfield has made this game ugly, and that is to their credit. That is great coaching by Will Yeager. And the Bears are believing here, undermanned again and undersized, that their compete level has been sky high. 46-39, 49 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. If this result holds, Passaic would take on Old Tappan in the third-place game on Saturday afternoon, while Bergenfield would take on Memorial for the championship. Santiago breaking the pressure. Vallejo's pass deflected into the hands of Torres. Sets and fires from 3. Marlon Torres knocks down the triple. His first 3 of the game. 46-42. Bergenfield with the inbound, but then the foul administered quickly by Passaic, stopping the clock with 29.9 seconds left. Torres up to a game-high 16 points now. Only the second made 3 of the night for Passaic. And Fatal will head back to the line to shoot 2, where he's 2 for 2 here tonight. 4-point ball game. What a difference the day makes. Silky smooth confidence at the line. Wearing those fluorescent kicks. 15 points now for the senior. Littell, 4 for 4 at the line. He's got 16. Back to a 6-point lead. Time running out here for Passaic. Approaching 20 seconds left to go in regulation. They're taking a lot of time here. Torres getting the handoff. Torres has got to go. Pull up fadeaway jumper from 2, no good. Rebound inside by Williams. And a timeout taken by Passaic with 11.4 seconds left to go. And a 48-44 lead for Bergenfield. For Williams, only his 4th point of the game on that putback. After taking all that time, Passaic didn't even attempt a 3, and they were down by 6. What a performance here by Bergenfield, a team that had lost their first 3 consecutive games on the season to Dwight Morrow, Ridgefield Park, and Ramapo before producing their first win against Bergen Tech right before Christmas. They then valiantly came back from behind and took down Fort Lee in overtime yesterday here. And now closing in on what could be potentially their 3rd consecutive win. The team that's in the finals, well, they're riding a 5-game win streak into the championship round. Memorial, they're looking on here, wondering who they will face in a couple days' time. Will be the Bergenfield Bears pulling off the upset against Passaic that looks oh so good against North Bergen yesterday here at Fort Lee. It's been a fun one. Thanks for joining us here on the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Dan Long, Dimitri Nanis, and Renee Matisic. Passaic needs to force a turnover immediately. Bergenfield inbounds it, quick foul administered. 11 seconds left to go on the clock. And that sends Bergenfield down the other way. Andre Fatal, who has looked so good at the foul line. Here in the fourth quarter, a perfect 4 for 4. 16 points, leading scorer for Bergenfield. First miss Remains a 4-point deficit for Passaic. Second foul shot also no good. Torres has to get it up the floor, down by 4, pulls up from 3, left it short, airballed, ricochets inside, Santiago blocked away, Martinez will hold on to it. Passaic administers the foul with 0.6 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter, and an upset about to be had here by Bergenfield as the Bears will be advancing to play on Saturday night in the Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament Championship. Jordan Martinez, who was thrust in the starting lineup here tonight due to the injury to Francisco Valdez, played a great game here for the Bears. Martinez missing on the foul shot. That's been his one weakness here tonight. He has 2 of 6 from the foul line, 4 points for the senior. Martinez missing on that one as well. Rebounded by Torres. But a 48-44 win by Bergenfield. They are the comeback kids in this tournament. All smiles for Coach Yeager and his crew as they will advance to Saturday night's final, where they will be taking on the Memorial Tigers. 2 teams playing their best basketball on the season. Bergenfield will go in on a 3-game win streak, while Memorial will be playing on a 5-game win streak. Bergenfield will get back to 500 on the season, 3-3 on the year, while Passaic with a loss will fall to 3-3 on the season. Passaic will be taking on Oltapan in the third-place showdown on Saturday afternoon. So that'll do it for our broadcast coverage of day number 2 of the 2023 Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament here from Fort Lee's East Gymnasium. For Renee Matisich and Dimitri Nanis, I'm Dan Long saying so long, and we'll see you on Saturday for our third and final day of broadcast coverage of this exciting Jack Reilly Holiday Tournament. Take care, everybody.